NEC Player of the Year for the Red Flash. And this crowd at the Stratus Arena is already buzzing. And the tip is controlled by FDU.
You see FDU runs a beautiful motion offense, constant movement all over the floor. Very difficult to defend, very difficult to rebound against.
This is Munden. They call him Juice for his energy. That's Singleton. Moore ran down the rebound but knocked it out of bounds. It'll be St. Francis basketball. The Red Flash have won 5 of their last 6. They are 3-12 on the road this season. Fairleigh Dickinson has won 3 of its last 4. They are 9-5 at home.
And this is what FDU does. They'll pressure you full court the entire game. They're running, jumping. They got good, quick hands, like Sean Moore just showed us right there.
Here you get a look at Rob Krimmel, the head coach for the Red Flash. He is a lifer with this program, only in his 11th season as a head coach, though, including 4 trips to a postseason tournament. You remember, he was a 40% three-point shooter when he had a uniform on.
Yeah, he was a great player. He's a great assistant coach, and he's done a heck of a job as a head coach at St. Francis.
Giles had it knocked away, and it's out of bounds. So Fairleigh Dickinson takes over.
We'll be tracking turnovers. There'll be no bigger key to this game than turnovers, Paul. FDU forces the most in the NEC, and Tobin Anderson does an unbelievable job of teaching pressure, full court defense, taking care of the ball, paramount for the Red Flash.
Anderson in his first year with the Knights, and the jumper is good. Fairleigh drawing first blood with Sean Moore. Back to Anderson. In his first year after coming up from Division II St. Thomas Aquinas. In 9 years, Capper, he went to 7 NCAA tournaments in a row.
His resume, I am so jealous of. He is an incredibly impressive coach.
Cohen was guarded by Almanor. Outside for Land, his 3.
Look at that fundamental box out by Dimitri Roberts right there.
Earlier this season, these teams split. Fairleigh won an 87-82 ball game back on January 26th. On February the 23rd, St. Francis was home and won it 82-72. Land was a big factor in that game. He had 24. More from the baseline. The rebound to Ronell Giles.
He can get the ball inside to Josh Cohen early.
Short jumper. Giles can't get it, but has his own rebound. Underneath, McCabe. Tie game.
Excellent job. A little half hook by Brad McCabe out of Manasquan, New Jersey. About an hour away from here.
Off the dribble drive, Singleton out for Almanor, pops from the foul line and hits.
A silky smooth shot for the big man, Ansley Almanor.
Averaging over 14 points a game, 9th in the NEC. And when he gets it going, it makes Fairleigh tough to beat.
Here's the pressure again.
Poked away by Moore, out of bounds.
Interesting adjustment going on right now by FDU. They're not trapping the first pass. Taking a look right there as you see the finish by Ansley Almanor, his shooting ability, thrown over the top against this pressure.
There's Cohen. McCabe around the world for Giles.
With Cohen a touch as Almanor fronting in the post.
And a 5-second call against the Red Flash. Offensively, we mentioned they're the top 2 teams in the conference. Fairleigh averaging 78 a game. The Red Flash at 74 a game. You got enough gas in your tank tonight?
Yeah. This is going to be highly entertaining. No doubt about it.
Singleton. Munden. Almanor back from Munden. He thought about the 3. Almanor from the top of the key.
So he is feeling it early, Ansley Almanor, who's been shooting the ball exceptionally well as of late.
The most improved player in the NEC. Last year only averaged 3.5 a game. Improved by over 10 points this year.
Here's this pressure. They can just really make you uncomfortable, FDU. Here's Cohen out in the perimeter.
Against Roberts. Went for the steal, didn't get it. The pull-up by Giles, too strong. Rebound to Munden, and Fairleigh pushes.
Speeding up St. Francis.
Singleton for 3. The rebound by Moore, short, tipped up by Cohen for McCabe.
St. Francis needs a good possession right now. They got to get a touch for Cohen somewhere close to the basket or get Maxwell Lang. Totally fronting the post in this one is Anze Almanor.
That's McCabe from the left side for 3. Rebounds Almanor. And quickly Roberts will push it up. Roberts an all NEC selection. Pops and hits.
The way he can shake people with the bounce off the bounce. That was pretty. How about this start by FDU? And when they score, they can set this pressure. No big man coming up on Cohen. They're pressuring up there with guards.
Land, left side 3. Rebound to Moore. Fairleigh with an 8-2 lead. And the basketball. Tobin Anderson calls out a set play.
Giving a lot of room to Sean Moore. Cohen's not coming out of the paint.
Fairleigh only averages 6 feet 1 inch on their roster. Ken Palm says it's the shortest team in Division I, but they are so athletic. Roberts missing the 3 with an air ball. We'll take an early timeout, but it's an 8-2 FDU lead.
We are Fairleigh Dickinson University. Maybe you've heard of us, or have seen our high-ranking academic programs in the press. But there's a whole lot you don't know. For starters, we're personal. Our focus is on bringing personal support to each and every one of our students. We're global. We have 2 campuses in New Jersey, close to New York City, and campuses in Vancouver, Canada, and Roxton, England. And most of all, we're transformational. What are the words we hear the most from our alumni? FDU changed my life.
When a student comes to St. Francis University, they come with gifts and talents that are unique to them. It's our role to help those students become the person that they are meant to be.
On February 25th, FDU SAC partnered with the Black Youth Project for a Quality Day at the Rothman Center. A student-athlete-driven initiative, FDU provided quality T-shirts to all student-athletes and coaches, which were worn during home and away games last Saturday to promote the quest to create a more equal and just society. St. Francis has once again made the prestigious cut as one of the best regional universities in the North region, according to U.S. and World Report's 2022-2023 Best Colleges Guide. 15:24 left in the first half. It is an 8-2 FDU lead over St. Francis. Paul Dottino and Tim Capstraw with you. The Knights like the way things are going.
Yeah, well, the pressure has really affected St. Francis early, and there's been a line change, though. 4 substitutes on the floor now for FDU so they can maintain this intense ball pressure. Really like that Landon Moore is on the floor right now to settle things down for St. Francis.
A member of the All-NEC rookie team who missed a host of games because of a broken finger on his left hand. That is Josh Cohen. Can't get it. Cameron Tweedy with the board as he has checked in during that last timeout. Roberts over for Reynolds. Off the drive. He tries to turn around. Can't find room. Emmanuel gives back to Roberts. As you mentioned, 3 subs now on the floor for FDU.
Luke Ruggery trying to work his hardest against Roberts.
Tweedy off the feed from Roberts. Runs into Cohen. There's the block. 5 to shoot. Fairleigh's got to hurry. Blygen outside, now goes to Reynolds, and his 3 doesn't go. But skying for the rebound was Joel Emmanuel. Down low, the stop! Cameron Tweedy. Off the feed from Emmanuel.
Emmanuel tracking that rebound. And Cameron Tweedy going up with the slam. FDU is a small team. They are a great offensive rebounding team, though. They use their speed and aggression.
Landon Moore off the dribble drive in the right corner. The 3, Luke Ruggery.
St. Francis needed that, and Ruggery's the guy to do it. Best three-point shooter in the Northeast Conference.
At 46%. 10-5 FDU. And as we saw in that last offensive possession, Fairleigh is a very, very good passing team. They love ball movement, Capper.
Well, and player movement. Beautiful motion offense they run.
Braden Reynolds looking for some help. 3 to shoot. Joel Emmanuel blocked.
Brad McCabe, excellent job with that challenge and rejection.
McCabe, Cohen, Moore, all on the floor for the Red Flash. There's a foul as Roberts needlessly banged into Landon Moore. He is a great story. An all-NEC rookie team player, averaging 13 a game, but on the other end, how about this?
How about Cameron Tweedy slamming it, but with the effort of Joel Emmanuel to retrieve the rebound, and then the explosiveness of Tweedy flying in there.
So Moore missed 12 games with that broken finger. He was out since January 20th when he got hurt against St. Francis Brooklyn. Came back in the quarterfinals, only played 23 minutes and scored 9 points.
I think he's got to be huge in this game tonight because he has an unbelievable maturity and calmness about his game. Way beyond his years, Landon Moore right here. And FDU, that's what they thrive on. You getting uptight, getting nervous, being hurry up, being sped up. This guy, Landon Moore, just has a great patience about him.
A freshman from Bloomington, Illinois. 84% from the line this year. Gets 1 of 2, and there's Sean Moore with another rebound, already his 3rd of the night. That's Moore. Singleton to the baseline, back to Moore, and look at that ball move.
It is popping. Good call.
Down low, Singleton. Almanor for 3. Rebound to Cohen.
All things considered, FDU is clearly outplaying St. Francis right now, but it's just 10-6, and Cohen hasn't been involved yet.
Cohen is yet to scratch the score sheet.
A little icing of the high ball screen right now by FDU.
Moore runs into traffic. Outside for Land. Ruggery. And his 3 falls.
A couple big threes for the Luke Ruggery here early in the game is to really neutralize things. Excellent job, and his job is to play defense in this game. Let those threes come to him.
Second triple of the night makes it a 10-9 ball game. Blydgen, short. Cohen had it stripped by Moore, but contact and a foul on Fairleigh. For Moore, his first and the team's second.
Yeah, well, Ruggery right there, his second 3 in the early going right now. Huge factor for St. Francis, who had not looked comfortable offensively. He's really bailed them out in the start of this game.
Well, because of Ruggery's prowess, St. Francis as a team shoots threes at 39%. That's 15th in the nation. Moore trying to guard Landon Moore. No relation. Poked away from behind and a foul. Sean Moore picks up number 2.
How the game is called is a big deal in this game. Right? How the officiating. They call it tight. That could hurt FDU. St. Francis wants to live on the free throw line. They shot 34 free throws on February 23rd against this FDU team. So far, the denial or not allowing Cohen to get comfortable or get touches has really worked for FDU.
20-second shot clock. Moore triggers it in for Cohen, guarded by Almanor. He's given up 4 inches to the big man. Cohen trying to take advantage. Spins, turns, and hits.
It's what he does so well. Just gets to his spot, and he's got a multitude of moves. Loves that half hook.
St. Francis with its first lead of the night at 11-10. Joel Emmanuel with the floater. Short, tipped up. And a whistle. Another foul on Fairleigh Dickinson. That's their 4th. This one is on Emmanuel as he picks up number 1.
And you see Josh Cohen. This is why he was the co-NEC Player of the Year. That kind of shot.
I am Stephanie Grappis. I am the Executive Vice President of Higgins Restaurant Group in Brielle, New Jersey. The one thing that sets Provident apart for us is that they treat us like we're family. I don't know any other bank that would pick up the phone and call me to ask how things were going, but we've still moved over to Provident because of this human touch that they give you. When I think of Provident, I think of commitment, friendship, and dependability.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with the NEC Notebook, delivered to you by W.B. Mason. The crown goes to Merrimack for grabbing its second regular season title in 4 seasons. A late surge saw the Warriors finish at 12-4 in the league. They were led by co-player of the year, Jordan Minor, who averaged more than 17 points and a league-leading 9 boards a game. He also had more than 2 blocks a night to become the defensive player of the year. Teammate Javon Bennett was the rookie of the year. He was among the nation's best with nearly 3 steals a game. Co-player of the year, SFU's Josh Cohen, was among the nation's scoring leaders at 22 points a game while adding 8 rebounds a night. The most improved player is FDU's Ansley Almanor, who went from 3.5 points to 14 points a game. And Stonehill's Chris Krause is the Jim Phelan Coach of the Year after going 10-6 in the league. A high five to the All-NEC first team. Minor and Cohen are joined by Sacred Heart's Nico Gillette, Dimitri Roberts of FDU, and Stonehill's Andrew Sims. The NEC Championship game is Tuesday, March 7th at the highest remaining seed. Catch it live on ESPN2 at 7 p.m. Follow us year-round on Twitter at NEC Sports and on the web at northeastconference.org.
Fans, you can follow the Northeast Conference on all your favorite social networking sites at NEC Sports. Get exclusive content and interact with the NEC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and more. Also, be sure to check out the NEC's official website at northeastconference.org, where you'll find all the latest news and notes from around the NEC. Off of this timeout with 11:43 left in the first half. St. Francis leads FDU 11-10. You know, in that rematch between the two teams that St. Francis won on February the 23rd, they shot 57% from the field. Right now they are 4 of 10, but Luke Ruggery with 2 3-pointers has given them a 1-point edge.
And they had 2 early turnovers, and they hadn't turned it over since. See, FDU's got to score to set this pressure. Again, we'll see if they're going to run and jump at any time. When they turn, see, Landon Moore doesn't want to turn his back. He wants to keep everything forward and use some escape dribbles to go backwards.
Harassed by Joel Emmanuel. The pick from Cohen. Ruggery. Land, travel.
Good job, Joe Munden up on Maxwell Land. Maxwell Land had 23 points against FDU on February 23rd. So he is a big key. See if Grant Singleton here with the ball can get going for FDU.
Jump pass goes to Roberts. Munden pops and hits.
Excellent job coming off the high screen by Almanor. Nobody there, and Munden made him pay.
And it's a 12-11 game.
Here's the pressure. The pressure releases Josh Cohen. They want to make Cohen work. That's how good he is. He helps break the press every time up the floor, Josh Cohen.
Cohen only 1 of 2 from the field so far. Landon Moore splits the defense and rolls it in.
Again, his maturity, how he plays it, he doesn't get hurried up at all.
Roberts for Munden.
How about the defensive Ruggery? He's got good lateral quickness.
Bounce pass down low and back over to Roberts. His 3 is good.
That was a beautiful offensive possession. Body movement, extra pass, drift pass along the baseline. Here.
Roberts has 5. 3rd in the league this year at 16.7 points per ball game. Hits 3s at 33%.
There it
down
is.
low, with steal by Almanor.
And there's that pressure.
Roberts quickly runs it up. Emmanuel!
How about that? That's how they live, Paul. Off the turnovers, they just push it. That's how they beat you.
Fairleigh with a turnover margin of almost 4.5 a game. That's 11th in the nation, Capper. You know how they want to win.
Yeah, there's no secrets.
Ruggery bounces it down low for Hargis. Marlon Hargis nearly lost it. Got it outside for Landon Moore's 3. Skying for the rebound was Grant Singleton. Munden thought about the 3. Guarded tightly by Ruggery. Across the lane. Rebound to Cohen.
Here's the skill of Cohen. He'll bring it up. Again, he has not been involved in the half court hardly at all. Here's Land.
3.
That's what I like about Cohen. He hasn't really scored, but he's not afraid to get, He's not forcing the issue right there. He got the ball in the scoring area and knew that Land was open in the corner.
Land averages just about 13 points a game and shoots threes at 37%. Ten to shoot for Roberts out by the logo. Calls out the play and drives to the basket. Tipped up and controlled by Ruggery. And now St. Francis is on the run. 4 on 3. More for 3. Land keeps it alive. Munden in his shirt. Cohen fighting for it.
Good activity by FDU to keep it away from Cohen.
Singleton comes away. Drives against Ruggery. Drops it in. The bucket. No. Offensive foul. Wave it off.
And what a great job by Luke Ruggery that time. I don't know how much contact there really was. But Luke Ruggery doing a great job, not only shooting the basketball, but sprinting back and drawing that charge on Grant Singleton. Here it is right here is Singleton. Let's see if Ruggery's there. His feet don't have to be stationary, and the arm did extend by Singleton, so a fantastic job by Luke Ruggery.
Tobin Anderson not loving the call. His Knights already with 5 team fouls. No fouls on the red flash.
Yeah, I'd be arguing, but that was a good job by Ruggery.
Moore trying to trigger it in. Needs help. Gets it to Giles. Here's the double team.
Do you leave your feet?
And the steal. Blygen. 3 on 2. And the stuff by Moore.
Excellent job shooting the gap, reading the eyes by Blygen that time. But don't leave your feet if you're Ronell Giles. You got to have a flight plan when you leave your feet. Here he is, bringing it up again. This pressure, FDU. Wow, make Caffeine nervous.
Knocked away by Blygen, but recovered by Landon Moore. Reynolds is in his shirt. Try to poke it away. Little too physical, and Tobin Anderson does not like it. It's going to be foul number 6 on the Knights. First on Reynolds.
Let's take another look. The pressure of FDU, a problem getting steals and then dunking on the other end.
When a student comes to St. Francis University, they come with gifts and talents that are unique to them. It's our role to help those students become the person that they are meant to be.
Earned, not given. In the NEC, we know where we come from. And realize how hard we work to get here. We attack every day as a new challenge. We become stronger. We build our character. We put in the work to earn respect. There are no handouts. The word quit is not in our vocabulary. Adversity? Bring it on. Because the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. NEC Hoops. New challenges. Same grit. All earned, nothing given.
We are Fairleigh Dickinson University. Maybe you've heard of us, or have seen our high-ranking academic programs in the press. But there's a whole lot you don't know. For starters, we're personal. Our focus is on bringing personal support to each and every one of our students. We're global. We have 2 campuses in New Jersey, close to New York City, and campuses in Vancouver, Canada, and Roxton, England. And most of all, we're transformational. What are the words we hear the most from our alumni? FDU changed my life.
Back here at the Stratus Arena, FDU leading St. Francis 19-16, 7:37 left in the first half. You got to look at the rubber match graphic because these teams split 2 games during the regular season. Josh Cohen, the co-NEC Player of the Year, shot a combined 22 of 26 from the field and scored 57 points in those 2 games, Capper, but not so much tonight.
Well, he only had 2 shot attempts. I mean, he's got an assist, and I'll let the game come to him. It feels like FDU's really outplayed at St. Francis. Then you look at the scoreboard and you say, you know, they're only down 3. They've been helped by the 3-point shot. They've made 3 of them. But Cohen's got to get involved in these half-court possessions. Same with Maxwell Land right here.
Underneath, Scooper doesn't go. Rebounded by Blygen.
Yeah, great D by Blygen.
Fairleigh was the 3 seed coming in. St. Francis the 4, and the lay-in by Braden Reynolds.
How about the unselfish vision of Dimitri Roberts that time? He had a shot, but Reynolds had a better one.
Roberts, what a wonderful playmaker, despite being only 5'8" and 162 pounds, soaking wet.
There's more right here. How about this pressure defense? So impressive. Same with Blygen.
Giles nearly lost it.
Can Cohen get a touch? He's coming around the high post. They're total fronting him, trying to front him.
Landon Moore wants to get it to him. That's Tweedy on Cohen defensively. Moore spins, too strong. Rebounded by Tweedy, actually taken out of his hands by Blygen.
The acceleration of Roberts is amazing.
Blygen running into some traffic, needs some help. 12 seconds to shoot.
Probably getting the hands of Roberts. Yep, they're going to attack. A little flat screen up top or change the angle.
Pulls up over Cohen. Tipped up by Tweedy, and we got a foul underneath the basket on the red flash.
How about that? You play defense for almost 28 seconds, and then you allow Tweedy to come out of nowhere to rebound the ball. But that's what FDU does to you. Their motion on offense has players 5 out all the time. And what they do is they fly in from the 3-point line to go for offensive rebounds. It's not a traditional box out. You've got to really find your man because they're coming in from a long distance.
First team foul on St. Francis. Obviously the first one on McCabe. Down low, Almanor right off the inbounds, and he's got 3 field goals for 6.
Well, no doubt that was a special situation probably put in this week, something that St. Francis hadn't scouted because Ansley Almanor was left wide open.
He averages 14 points a game, 9th in the conference.
Let's check this out right here. Nobody's seeing Almanor right now. Look, major confusion.
How do you lose him?
Wow. Listen, you start scouting and you know everybody, you know everything about each team, but then you put little wrinkles in there, or Almanor just said, I'm not moving right now. Nobody's guarding me. I'm not going up to screen anybody.
What a year for Fairleigh Dickinson. After finishing 4-22 last season, Tobin Anderson was hired from St. Thomas Aquinas to be their new head coach, and they wound up right now at 18-14. They were 10-6 in conference play.
Yeah, how about that? What a job. And Brad Hurlbert, the athletic director here, deserves an unbelievable amount of credit for identifying Tobin Anderson at St. Thomas Aquinas. Also, with their women's coach, Angie Shumuwa. Excuse me, Angie. But she's won the Northeast Conference title, regular season title, for the 2nd year in a row. Excellent job evaluating coaches.
Here's Cohen off the double team. May have traveled. Instead, he gets the bucket.
He's unbelievable. That's just beautiful footwork, identifying the defense and then going opposite through with a double team.
Cohen with 4.
Get him touches.
Cohen was 22 out of 26 from the field over the 2 games against Fairleigh this year. So they'll need to get him lit. Off the dribble drive, Emmanuel will go to the line to shoot 2.
I like that. I like how Joel Emmanuel attacked right there. Given all sorts of space, he went right at the defense right there. Put balls out here, and he just attacks. He goes right, and then he goes into the body of Josh Cohen to negate the shot blocking ability.
Cohen picks up his first foul. Joel Emmanuel at 59% from the line this year. A freshman out of Suffolk, New York, has 3 points. He is one of 4 players that Tobin Anderson brought with him from St. Thomas Aquinas to FDU.
They're used to winning basketball games.
Indeed. 7 consecutive Division II NCAA berths. Emmanuel sinks both. He's got himself 4. That was Fairleigh's first trip to the line, and they are up by 7 with 5.5 left in the first half.
A little different wrinkle for the press breaker right now. But again, it's just all about, can you initiate quality offense? This pressure out here is why it's hard to get the ball to Cohen, but he's got it here, a little bit outside the block.
Almanor with the defense. There's Emmanuel helping out. All kinds of contact and a travel.
Good job. How about that double team? Excellent job by Emmanuel coming down and then not bailing out with a foul. That was excellent.
The quickness of Fairleigh Dickinson when they attack you on that double team doesn't give Cohen a chance to blink.
Well, on the 23rd, he did a great job of swinging the ball out and around to the other side of the floor. I'm sure if he knows, that's really the first time he's been immediately doubled. So great job of changing things up.
That is Singleton off the feed from Roberts.
And he's pointing over to the bench, Roberts, saying, thank you, what a great call. We'll call that burn play right there for the back door.
Giles with the floater, caught and put in by Maxwell Land.
Excellent opportunistic play by Land.
27-20, FDU with the ball in the lead. Roberts and Singleton, the star backcourt. Singleton, a second-team All-NEC pick. There's contact. Roberts was a first-team All-NEC pick. Both of those players played together at St. Thomas Aquinas.
Here you see the look in Maxwell Land going to the offensive backboard. And St. Francis just needs to hang around right now.
Landon Moore picks up his first foul and the Red Flash's third. Singleton outside for Sean Moore. His 3 doesn't go. Tipped out of bounds off the hands of Maxwell Land. Going back to Roberts and Singleton. When they were together at Stack for those 4 years, they were simply incredible. They had a one-loss record of 92-19. You think they like playing with each other?
Impressive, really, really impressive. And here's Joe Munden trying to attack.
Roberts guarded by Moore. 10 seconds to shoot.
He's the guy that bails him out when the clock goes down. Here's Roberts. He's reading it.
Out of bounds.
Good job by St. Francis. See if they can back it up now with a quality offensive set.
Once again, if you're joining us late, Merrimack defeated Sacred Heart 71-57 in the first half of our doubleheader. So Merrimack goes to the NEC championship game, but this game will determine the automatic March Madness qualifier. A 3 from the left corner for Maxwell Land. His second triple, he's got 8.
Yeah, the 3 ball is keeping St. Francis close in this game, in this half.
Singleton.
Boy, he turns the corner with an attitude.
Munden brings it back outside with 10 seconds to shoot.
A lot of guys that can beat you off the bounce, and here's one of them.
Munden puts on the brakes. The cutter is Roberts over Cohen. No, the rebound by Almanor.
You put it up on the backboard against a shot blocker, and if they don't reject the shot, it's an easy opportunity to follow it up. That's what Almanor did.
Should we remind people, Almanor is only 6'6", but he's not afraid to play big.
Almost a travel that time. The crowd, a lot of officials in the crowd wanting to make that call.
The home FDU fans. Moore too strong. Rebound to Munden. Coming up on 3 minutes left before the break. Munden run into. No shot. Foul on the red flag. I think they're going to call it on Giles. We'll be back. Fairleigh's up by 6.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. a proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale, all backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
For years, one company has battled to deliver business products the next day with no freight charges. Now, WB Mason, with their famous fleet of trucks and drivers, faces their biggest challenge, rescuing shipping and packaging buyers from expensive freight charges. That's right. Now, boxes, stretch film, and packaging tape are delivered the very next day at amazingly low prices. So, who do you call for fast delivery and no expensive freight charges? Who but WB Mason?
A program designed to raise awareness of sportsmanship both on campus and within the community. Respect, it's the name of the game. Well, these two teams certainly respect each other. It's the NEC semifinals with FDU leading St. Francis 29-23 with 3 minutes left in the first half in what has really been a slugfest, although Fairleigh has held a slim lead for the better part of this half.
You know what Fairleigh does, and they're doing so far in this game, is they end up getting more shots than their opponent, but based on they turn you over. They've turned over St. Francis 6 times. They've also gotten 6 offensive rebounds. So in total, they've gotten 8 more shot attempts in this first half of the game.
Ansley Almanor leading all scorers with 8 points for Fairleigh Dickinson. Also, I should say the Red Flash getting 8 out of Maxwell Land.
And the points off turnover differential we just saw. Huge factor.
Here's Almanor, had the height advantage, but kicked it outside anyway. Roberts, Singleton.
How about the backdoor cuts that FU has had in this half?
That's what happens when you have two guards who have played on the same team for 5 seasons.
Great call, and also a coach that knows exactly what to call out of a timeout. There was something special. Let's see if Moore can settle down. And again, Cohen's got to come up to set ball screens, and then they're physical with him, trying to now not allow him to get deep post position.
Knocks it down.
Excellent job. Got to his spot. And he elevates with strength.
Landon Moore has himself 5 points.
Strong in the air.
Roberts from the foul line. Rainbow jumper folds. He has 7.
Snaked the screen up top, got to his spot, and you saw the elevation.
Under 2 minutes left in the first half.
Sean Moore just wears you down, and so does everybody at FDU. Look at his pass. Everything's uncomfortable.
Ruggery against Roberts.
Right,
gets it to Cohen.
Is the double going to come? He's not sure right
Blygen
now.
Trying to defend.
See, he thought it might come.
Landon Moore, NBA 3, too strong. Skying for the board is Roberts, who averages 3 rebounds a game despite his relatively diminutive height. Singleton for 3.
Wow.
Sky for the rebound is Sean Moore with the putback. He has 6.
Just flying around the floor is Sean Moore. Defensively, a pest up for everybody, bringing it up and then attacking the offensive backboard.
FDU by 10.
Another offensive rebound.
Largest lead of the night. Knocked out of bounds by Moore, and what a first half.
He is having some first half, Sean Moore. He's everywhere.
And he's going to get a breather as Joel Emmanuel comes in.
Look at that effort right there. And again, we talked about the movement on offense and 5 out and how they come flying in from that three-point line. And a well-deserved break by Sean Moore right now.
3 of 6 from the field, also with 3 rebounds.
Seems like he's just impacted an awful lot, though.
Ruggery. Bounce pass for Cohen. Bodied up by Emmanuel. Stripped from behind. Singleton with the steal. It is a 2-on-3. Singleton attacking Ruggery. Lost the ball and then retrieves. 40 seconds left and counting. 15 on the shot clock. Roberts calls out a set play. High screens by Blygen and Almanor. Here comes Roberts. 5. Whip pass underneath for Blygen, and Cohen comes away.
Big possession for St. Francis.
They can hold for one. 15 seconds left in the first half. Fairleigh Dickinson by 10.
How about the job Almanor's done? Just working, being physical on defense on Cohen. Big storyline of this game.
Moore working hard. Wanted Cohen. Got it outside for Land. His three falls. Score it. 11 points for Maxwell Land to lead all scorers. His triple.
Hung in this game, though, because they've been able to knock down some three-point shots. So that has been an effective tool for them. Those 4 made threes have come in handy to keep them in the game. But certainly St. Francis has to be able to execute better offensively. And again, obviously, see if they can get Josh Cohen going. But FDU's defense on him has been fantastic.
It is St. Francis basketball in their road blacks. That is the three by Land that's short. Rebounded by Fairleigh Dickinson. Leading scorers, Land has 11 for all scorers, 8 for Almanor to lead Fairleigh Dickinson.
Sean Moore given all sorts of room, so he becomes a screener.
Roberts too strong. Sean Moore on the rebound. Lost it out of bounds on the baseline.
Now here's the pressure again. Cohen comes up to help alleviate some of it. Gets a lot of touches.
Moore gets it in for Ruggery.
Ruggery's three-point shooting early in the game really helped St. Francis hang around. But Sean Moore's ability to just be a problem for anybody. What a defender he is.
Ruggery, Land, Cohen, McCabe.
That's how you want to feed it, from top in the middle down to Cohen.
And Moore, of course, on the floor for the Red Flash. Cohen may have been partially blocked by Almanor, and Fairleigh comes back the other way. Singleton fires the three. It hits!
That's what Grant Singleton can do. He wasn't distracted by the rear view contest. He's able to knock it down. FDU's done a good job on Cohen, and yet not fouling him, right? Think about it, Paul. Out at St. Francis, just on the 23rd of February, St. Francis shot 34 free throw attempts. There's the Singleton on the pull-up. Right there, doing a great job of letting the game come to him. But only 2 free throws attempted by St. Francis so far in this game.
Same for Fairleigh.
Fairleigh did a good job. Remember, they had 16 fouls with about 7 minutes to go. They didn't bail out. They played hard defense without allowing St. Francis to get on the line.
Moore pulls up, rejected by Moore from behind. Comes away with the basketball and will run it up the other way. Moore with Almanor, Singleton, Roberts, and Munden. That's the starting five for Fairleigh. And Almanor with the sweet touch. That's his 5th field goal for 10.
Remember, he started off the game doing that, right? He's got a mid-range, he's got deep three, and he moved well without the ball that time to give himself the attempt.
St. Francis knows all about him, and we get a quick whistle. And a substitution.
Here's the Almanor right there coming off, getting some space and confidently draining it.
So they allowed everybody to substitute. No foul called there. Just a quick substitution for each team. Landl on the baseline. Did he travel or was he hacked? Foul is going to be on Fairleigh Dickinson. Looks like it may be on Roberts. If it is, that's number 2. And it is. First team foul of the half.
Wow, Almanor. Physical with Cohen right there. Yeah, that's...
And we get another foul on the inbound.
Yeah, on Ansley Almanor right there. Being too physical that time with Cohen. He's defended him well. And you got to be physical, but that was way too much.
That's his first and the team's second. Talk about an even series. In the history of these two teams, St. Francis leads the series 51-50. Fairleigh, though, a 5-1 lead in the NEC tournament, including the 2019 final when Fairleigh went out to Loretto and won the automatic NCAA bid as Fairleigh picks up another foul.
Post defense again on Almanor, trying to get around Josh Cohen.
His second, and the team picks up a quick 3. Only 2.5 minutes into the second half.
Free throws and free throw attempts. Remember, we said Josh Cohen. There's another one.
Almanor just picked up number 3, and that is huge.
That's 3 fouls in this one possession, and the ball hasn't been inbounded yet.
Cameron Tweedy will come in for Almanor, who takes a seat with a team-leading 10 points for FDU. Almanor was shooting 5 of 6 from the field. Cohen.
He's not sure if a double team's going to come or not. FDU's done a great job of mixing it up.
He wants the ball back again from Landon Moore.
He's fronted, though, by Tweedy.
Land, dribble drive, short, tipped up. And once again, it's controlled by Roberts. And now the whistle will go against SFU. And the Fairleigh fans love the call. It's on Landon Moore. That's his second and the team's first.
Concerned Rob Krimmel, St. Francis coach. And this guy, Dimitri Roberts, 50-50 ball like that. I'm betting on him every time.
Fairleigh with a 5-0 run to start the second half. Largest lead of the game. Tweedy leaves it for Singleton.
Great movement off the ball by everybody.
Roberts.
Spacing, cutting, then Roberts can evaluate.
10 to shoot. Roberts. Singleton. He will go to the line.
Great patience between those two teammates for a lot of years. When the feet, both feet hit on the jump stop by Roberts, Singleton knew to cut to the open, vacated area. Feet go down, great time to cut. Singleton gets into the paint, gets to the line.
Singleton hit 40 consecutive free throws.
How about that?
Spanning 22-plus games from November 20th till February 23rd when he missed the technical out at St. Francis.
And then you just got him again right here as he missed the first one.
92% on the season. He now has 8 points. You won't tell him I put the jinx on, will you?
Let's see, Cohen's not being an outlet right now. See if they can get the ball up the floor and then into him before the defense gets back to converge on him.
Singleton trying to get the steal. Ruggery maintains, and then it's ripped out of his hands by Roberts.
The speed, the defense of FDU, so impressive.
Singleton. Munden for 3. Emmanuel to Tweedy. Off glass and then tipped in. And is it going to be an offensive goaltend? It will.
Very close right there. I think he did touch it.
The fans want them to look at it again.
Here it is.
Take a
peek right here. It's on there. It's on the rim. It's in the cylinder. And I think, tough angle to judge right there. Joel Emmanuel tipped it.
Marlon Hargis, number 13, comes in for the Red Flash, as does Whistler Sannon, number 23, for his first action of the night.
They need some juice. They need some energy. Sannon can provide that. Here's a double. They're running at him.
Land from the corner, short.
There he is.
Sannon swiped that, and he puts it in.
That's the kind of hustle plays he can make. Whistler Sannon on the glass.
Freshman averaging only about 3.5 a game, but he can spark the offense. Off the dribble drive, Munden will go to the line. We will take a timeout. The winner clinches a bid to the NCAA tournament. St. Francis needs some offense in a hurry. They're down by 11.
We are Fairleigh Dickinson University. Maybe you've heard of us, or have seen our high-ranking academic programs in the press. But there's a whole lot you don't know. For starters, we're personal. Our focus is on bringing personal support to each and every one of our students. We're global. We have 2 campuses in New Jersey, close to New York City, and campuses in Vancouver, Canada, and Roxton, England. And most of all, we're transformational. What are the words we hear the most from our alumni? FDU changed my life.
Hi. Hi again, everybody. I'm Paul Dottino with the NEC Notebook, delivered to you by W.B. Mason. The crown goes to Merrimack for grabbing its second regular season title in 4 seasons. A late surge saw the Warriors finish at 12-4 in the league. They were led by co-player of the year, Jordan Minor, who averaged more than 17 points and a league-leading 9 boards a game. He also had more than 2 blocks a night to become the defensive player of the year. Teammate Javon Bennett was the rookie of the year. He was among the nation's best with nearly 3 steals a game. Co-player of the year, SFU's Josh Cohen, was among the nation's scoring leaders at 22 points a game while adding 8 rebounds a night. The most improved player is FDU's Ansley Almanor, who went from 3.5 points to 14 points a game. And Stonehill's Chris Krause is the Jim Phelan Coach of the Year after going 10-6 in the league. A high five to the All-NEC first team. Minor and Cohen are joined by Sacred Heart's Nico Gillette, Dimitri Roberts of FDU, and Stonehill's Andrew Sims. The NEC Championship game is Tuesday, March 7th at the highest remaining seed. Catch it live on ESPN2 at 7 p.m. Follow us year-round on Twitter at NEC Sports and on the web at northeastconference.org.
When a student comes to St. Francis University, they come with gifts and talents that are unique to them. It's our role to help those students become the person that they are meant to be.
NEC Front Row is the official online digital network of the Northeast Conference with live HD webcasts, highlight packages, and more. This site is a one-stop destination for NEC fans. Also, the NEC On The Run streaming app is available for Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV, as well as iOS and Android mobile devices. Best of all, NEC Front Row content is always free. Enjoy the best seat in the house at necfrontrow.com. We put the ball back in play with less than 16 minutes to go, and FDU with a 41-30 lead and the basketball. Dimitri Roberts, the All-NEC guard, fires and hits.
How about the separation on his step back? Boy, he can burn you so many ways. He can get by you, and he can create separation going backwards.
9 for Roberts. Points in the paint. Fairleigh's done a great job.
Yes.
Only 12 for St. Francis, and that's because Cohen's been held.
Exactly.
Only 4.
Great call. He did. That is the story of the game, let's be honest. And it's been the fantastic defense by FDU.
Here's Cohen right now at the top of the three-point circle. That's not where he wants the basketball.
Well, he's going to back it down and read the situation, free up a teammate.
Marlon Hargis for 3. The rebound to Braden Reynolds. Fairleigh Dickinson, we told you, very comfortable playing the game in the high 70s.
Yeah, a little zone defense right now for St. Francis, trying to shake it up a little bit.
Blygen with the floater.
Right down the middle right there, right down Route 4.
Heru Blygen, 2 years at Longwood, 1 year at Garden City Junior College, and then transferred here to Fairleigh, averaging over 8 points a game. That's his first 2 points of the night. And Fairleigh has the largest lead for either team at 15, and St. Francis turns it over again.
I think it's going the same way. It was rejected out, but I mean, again, it's this incredibly impressive defense. And St. Francis has to get it over the timeline now. Indeed, it will be. The red flash has landed more, and Coach Rob Krimmel says, we got to talk it over. He wants a 30-second timeout with 14:30 left, and his team trailing 45-30.
I am Stephanie Grappis. I am the Executive Vice President of Higgins Restaurant Group in Brielle, New Jersey. The one thing that sets Provident apart for us is that they treat us like we're family. I don't know any other bank that would pick up the phone and call me to ask how things were going, but we've still moved over to Provident because of this human touch that they give you. When I think of Provident, I think of commitment, friendship, and dependability.
Fans, be sure to check out the NEC's official web store at shopnortheastconference.com. The web store features a wide variety of NEC apparel as well as gear featuring your favorite NEC school. That's shopnortheastconference.com. Paul Dottino and Tim Capstraw with you at the Stratus Arena, where Fairleigh Dickinson has a 45-30 lead over St. Francis, 14.5 to play. The winner gets the automatic qualifier to the NCAA tournament. Red Flash bringing up the basketball with Landon Moore against Sean Moore. Looping it in for Cohen, deflected on the double team by Tweedy, out of bounds, and they're saying it's FDU ball.
Tough call maybe, but how about again the unbelievable defense by FDU? Just has not been able to get there. They have not been able to establish Josh Cohen, who is one of the best big men to ever play in this league. He just hasn't been able to touch the basketball. Again, St. Francis back to the zone defense. Singleton certainly wants to find an opening. 40% three-point shooter.
There's Moore again on the pull-up. Rebounded by Cohen.
FDU's got to look to push it a little bit. They've got to play with pace, maybe beat this quality defense up the floor.
That was Cohen's 5th rebound of the day. Moore.
Look at him scrambling. Everybody goes after the ball in FDU.
Auditioning for the Globetrotters and then cuts through the lane and a foul. Cameron Twitty picks up his first and the team's 4th. Make it their 5th.
Here's Moore handling the basketball right here, or right there, working hard, trying to get the ball into Cohen. Can't get it there. There's the defense. And Landon Moore trying to get it going himself.
New 20-second shot clock. Loops it in for Hargis.
Everybody's uncomfortable on the Red Flash. Look at that.
Knocked away by Singleton, and then the foul.
Okay, that's the 5th or 16th foul. Very important that FDU stays aggressive right now, but a great way to get back into this game would be for St. Francis to not shooting yet. Shannon.
Second foul, by the way, on Singleton.
See, FDU did a great job when they had 6 fouls in the first half of not putting St. Francis on the free throw line.
Moore is guarded by Roberts.
The fronting of Tweedy on Cohen.
Roberts continues to body him up. Moore has a size advantage, trying to use it. And he'll draw the foul. He'll go to the line. Roberts picks up number 3. Almanor and Roberts have 3 apiece for Fairleigh Dickinson. No one on the Red Flash has more than 2.
It's a big storyline right here because, again, I'm going to repeat this. At St. Francis on February 23rd, St. Francis attempted 34 free throws in the game. This will be their 2nd and 3rd free throw tonight. They took 34. Josh Cohen attempts, what did you say earlier, the 3rd most free throws in the country.
245 on the season.
And he has not attempted one yet. So this unbelievable defense by FDU, and they haven't.
Cohen just came out. He's going to take a breather. And this is actually free throw number 4 for St. Francis because Moore has all 4. He is 3 of 4 from the stripe and has 7 points.
Now extended pressure by St. Francis. The old adage, press a pressing team.
It is a 13-point FDU lead. Munden guarded by Moore. This is Tweedy. Puts on the brakes. Singleton around Moore. Goes glass.
That was impressive. Turned the corner that time and high and soft. Grant Singleton.
10 for Singleton. He and Elmanor sharing team high honors. Singleton went for the steal. Didn't get it from Shannon. Fairleigh led it 35-28 at the half. Moore's three is too strong. Hargis was tied up and traveled. 8th turnover for St. Francis.
Here it is right here. Look at Singleton right there. The momentum and how soft that was and how high that was with the offhand. Big time.
Singleton, between his 4 years at Stack and this 1 year at Fairleigh, has nearly 1,600 career points. He is very adept at finding the hole.
He can really shoot it deep also. Right now, going to run the show. Consecutive cutters. They do a lot of that action.
Munden off the spin, fighting hard. I believe he traveled, and he did. .12:06 left to play. Red Flash down by 15 with the ball. Fairleigh brings Blygen in from Munden. And they'll also send Reynolds into the game to give Dimitri Roberts a breather.
First half, St. Francis was able to knock down a few threes to hang around. They haven't gotten comfortable at the three-point line in this second half.
Cordell Giles thought about a baseball throw, then gave it to...
Look at this. It's going to be an issue
Roberts.
trying to get it over. Look at this. Look at this pressure.
Shannon, bounce pass to Hargis.
Look at it coming from behind.
And poked away by Sean Moore.
How many times have we talked about Sean Moore's
He's
hustle?
an octopus. He's everywhere.
I love it. I love it.
The man with 8 arms, Sean Moore, and the FDU Knights lead it 47-32.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at TicketSmarter.com.
I am Stephanie Grappis. I am the Executive Vice President of Higgins Restaurant Group in Brielle, New Jersey. The one thing that sets Provident apart for us is that they treat us like we're family. I don't know any other bank that would pick up the phone and call me to ask how things were going, but we've still moved over to Provident because of this human touch that they give you. When I think of Provident, I think of commitment, friendship, and dependability.
Tonight's NEC Scholar Athletes of the Game are brought to you by Provident Bank. Commitment you can count on. For FDU, it's Diego Diaz, a sophomore libero on the men's volleyball team, a GPA of 3.96, majors in graphic art and design, and a member of the first ever FDU men's volleyball team. Diaz emerged as a leading voice on the Knights Student Athlete Advisory Committee and serves on the group's executive board as a social media manager. For SFU, it's Brad McCabe, GPA of 3.79, a redshirt junior guard majoring in marketing. He was named to the College Sports Communicators Academic All-District 2 team in February. Congratulations to both players. St. Francis will put the ball in play with less than 12 minutes to go, down by 15 here in the NEC semifinals.
Something special out of the timeout. See if they can get a quality look.
Ronell Giles goes around Singleton, then gets cut off at the pass. They work it around for Sannon. His three knocked out of bounds, and it's St. Francis basketball. Leading scorers for FDU, Singleton and Almanor have 10 apiece. Roberts has 9. And for St. Francis, Land has 11. Landon Moore has 7. That is Maxwell Land fighting for the rebound, and it's going to be an offensive foul. I believe Gaston Libertis.
Yeah, going over the back or trying to establish offensive rebounding position. Maxwell Land hasn't been able to really carry St. Francis at the level he would like to also, especially with Cohen struggling. Made some threes. Hit Ruggery. Remember, he knocked down threes early in the game. He's back out there.
Land now is 4 of 12 from the field. Has 11 points, but averaged 13 on the season, so he got off to a good start. Almanor hits a 3 from the left side. He's got 13. That's only his first triple of the night. Shoots them at 38%, 8th in the NEC.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the league. He looks so comfortable out there.
Knocked away by Blygen, kick ball. Fairleigh is up by 18. Their largest lead of the night. Remember, they were only leading by 7 at halftime, Tim.
Yep.
They have really played well.
They sure have. And there's Almanor right there. Look at how comfortable he looks for a big man. 6'6", 6'7". A great job of utilizing his ability to knock down the deep 3 ball.
Almanor destroyed St. Francis of Brooklyn this year, hitting 6 of 7, 6 of 6, and 4 of 6. All of those numbers from behind the three-point line.
His efficiency is outstanding.
Giles trying to be patient against Sean Moore.
Cohen's back out there. Will they get him a touch? Trying to go high-low, trying to center it in there. Got to look.
Giles for 3.
Ball tipped by Sean Moore.
And it's going to be a foul on St. Francis. But let's go back to Sean Moore, who got a piece of that basketball.
Yeah. Have we said anybody else's name more than Sean Moore, right? Because he's just involved in everything tonight. I know he is all the time. I mean, his defense scored a little bit, got on the glass, on the backboard. Really impressive.
Foul, by the way, was on Marlon Hargis, his first and the team's 5th. And it looks like we got a blocking foul on Haru Blygen of Fairleigh. His first and the team's 8th. Hargis to the bench for St. Francis. They've got McCabe out there with Land, Cohen, Ruggery, and Giles. Fairleigh has Moore, Singleton, Blygen, Reynolds, and Almanor.
With Skip, close out on Ruggery.
From the baseline.
He's probably the most confident shooter they have right now. Try to get him some touches.
His first 2-pointer of the night, he has 8 points.
And St. Francis turn over FDU some and get something easy going the other way. FDU moves and they pass it, but very fundamental also.
Reynolds underneath. Kick ball. Or will they call a foul? It is a foul. They just put a foul up on the board against Scamler. But I don't believe it was a foul. I think that's a mistake on the scoreboard because Fairleigh's just going to inbound with a new 20 cap. And they take the quick 3, rebounded by Cohen.
Again, Josh Cohen, here's a touch. Here's a double.
Working hard, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for the first time tonight.
That's the type of plays that we thought we might see an awful lot of tonight. Josh Cohen Josh Cohen getting the ball and being able to get himself either a scoring opportunity with that terrific footwork and agility, or get to the free throw line. He just hasn't been able to get there. And again, you talked about it earlier. Third most attempts from the free throw line in the entire NCAA. That's just his first attempt, and it didn't go down.
At 66% from the stripe this year. By the way, for Ansley Almanor, that is his 4th personal, so he takes a seat on the bench with 13 points to lead all scorers. Cohen in and out, misses both. This game is not going the Red Flash's way at all.
Look at that cut.
Roberts has 11.
Excellent job. A little two-man game between Tweedy and Roberts on the throw and go. Hard not to really just admire the way FDU plays the game on both sides of the floor. You can tell Tobin Anderson's father was a coach. Here's another steal.
Roberts ahead of the field. The follow by Tweedy. Fairleigh Dickinson is up by 20. Largest lead. The steal by Reynolds, then gives it back to Giles. Pulls up and hits.
Issues for Red Flash this year is they've been much better at home than they are on the road.
Red Flash 10-5 at home, 3-12 away from their own confines in Loretto. Roberts. Tweedy had the ball knocked out of his hands by Giles, but he's out of bounds. Great history out at St. Francis. Maurice Stokes, Norm Van Leer, just to name a couple.
Take a look right here as the hustle of Cameron Tweedy after the rejection by Land. He was able to clean it up.
If you're joining us late, Merrimack knocked off Sacred Heart in the first half of our doubleheader, 71-57. So they will host the NEC final on Tuesday at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. But this game will determine the NEC's automatic NCAA qualifier because Merrimack does not have enough years in Division I yet. Dimitri Roberts for 3, tipped up by Mundin and then controlled by Moore.
Tweedy with the front again on Cohen. See if Josh Cohen is trying to clear some space, opening up.
Cohen with the cross over the lane. His 3rd field goal for 6.
That's what he's capable of doing all night long. The problem is he hasn't been able to touch the ball. The fronting, the doubling, just the pressure on the perimeter of the guards, he has not been able to get the ball.
And did we get a timeout? No, we got a foul, offensive foul on Fairleigh Dickinson. Tobin Anderson is not happy at all. As we take a break, Fairleigh is on top by 16.
We are Fairleigh Dickinson University. Maybe you've heard of us, or have seen our high-ranking academic programs in the press. But there's a whole lot you don't know. For starters, we're personal. Our focus is on bringing personal support to each and every one of our students. We're global. We have 2 campuses in New Jersey, close to New York City, and campuses in Vancouver, Canada, and Roxton, England. And most of all, we're transformational. What are the words we hear the most from our alumni? FDU changed my life.
Earned, not given. In the NEC, we know where we come from. And realize how hard we work together. We attack every day as a new challenge. We become stronger. We build our character. We put in the work to earn respect. There are no handouts. The word quit is not in our vocabulary. Adversity? Bring it on. Because the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. NEC Hoops, new challenges, same grit. All earned, nothing given.
When a student comes to St. Francis University, they come with gifts and talents that are unique to them. It's our role to help those students become the person that they are meant to be.
Let's take a look at tonight's WB Mason delivery of the game. And it comes from Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, well, Joel Emmanuel dropping it off to Cameron Twitty for the slam in the first half. Beautiful feed and a WB Mason delivery of the game.
WB Mason offers furniture and supplies. You can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. 7:45 to play. FDU with a 54-38 lead over St. Francis in the battle for the NEC's automatic qualifier to the NCAA tournament. The Stratus Arena, packed house tonight. These fans are enjoying a good one. Land for three, tipped up by Cohen. Wants to turn around and shoot. He just bowls over Munden and drops it in.
Yeah, Munden went for the charge that time. But right now, Josh Cohen starting to establish himself some.
And now it's a 14-point game. Fairleigh led by as many as 20.
Enough time for St. Francis. They got to bear down. It stops.
Fairleigh must continue to attack him. You
No,
can't
they will.
play taking the air out of the ball now.
They won't. They're not. They're just playing basketball. This is how they play. And certainly at the end of the clock, get in the hands of Demetri Roberts. Look at this.
Roberts to the rack over Cohen, rebounded by McCabe. Under 7 minutes to play. Rob Krimmel calls out a set play.
Here's Cohen. He wants it. A little duck in from the weak side, throwing it up.
And triple team. And did they call out a possession arrow? They did. It'll be FDU basketball.
Tried to duck him in from the weak side. And again, FDU on the catch. All over Josh Cohen.
Josh Cohen named to the Oscar Robertson list
he is
as the
great.
nation's top basketball player. That list was created in 1959. He is the first ever NEC player to get onto that list.
Well, that's how good he is. That's how good he is, and that's how good of a job FDU has done tonight defending him.
Tweedy from Munden. 10 seconds to shoot. 5. Munden for Tweedy down low. Incomplete and lost it out of bounds. Turnovers will not help the Knights here, Tim. That's a problem.
Well, if that's certainly, yeah, and that will give St. Francis an opportunity here. They do turn the basketball over. They just turn you over more. Landon Moore having to deal with this pressure.
That was the 8th turnover committed by Fairleigh, and Landon Moore drops it in. He's got 9.
A little bit of confidence right now by St. Francis.
It's a 12-point ball game with 6 minutes to play. They have trimmed 8 points off of that FDU lead.
Roberts trying to get the ball, and Ruggery with a lot of contact.
Draws his first.
It'll be the 16th foul on St. Francis.
Fairleigh's already had 10. Here's that layup by Moore.
Excellent job, Landon Moore, making a play before the defense gets set.
Hard to believe he's a freshman.
No, it's his maturity level and how he plays the game. What a career he will have.
21 seconds to shoot for Fairleigh Dickinson.
He has that it factor.
Second foul, by the way, on Gregory. I'll check it on. It was on Ruggery. So he picked up his second. I'm sorry. 15 to shoot. Munden to the baseline. Double teamed. Singleton for 3. Almanor with the rebound, and he's whacked. Remember, Almanor's playing with 4 fouls, Tim.
4 fouls, but when he's not been on the floor, he's been incredibly effective with his ability to shoot. And that time, a really good possession by FDU gives Singleton an open 3. But because of the ball movement, you're able to get offensive rebounding positioning. Look at Almanor right there, coming in, working hard on the offensive glass, then getting it and knowing enough to get into the shooting motion.
Almanor at 86% from the line. Sorry, Tim. He's got 14 points. Fairleigh's now only 4 of 5 from the stripe.
Yeah, they haven't been there all that often either. Almanor worked my basketball camp a couple years ago. I didn't teach him anything. I just want you to know that. He's good already.
Was he 6'6", 220
yeah,
at the time?
Yeah, he was. Here's a little zone defense by FDU. See if what they want to do is see if St. Francis has to take more time in their possessions right now. A little different look. Eating up a little clock.
Ruggery.
Look at
Stolen by Singleton. 3-on-2. Munden missed it. Ruggery for more. Behind his back, getting fancy. Whips it for Land for the slam.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
12-point game with 5 minutes to go. Maxwell Land has 13 to lead the Red Flash.
You can bet Dimitri Roberts will have the ball in his hands quite a bit. And Singleton, this is where you get your maturity and your experience. Situations like this.
They're basically 2 point guards in this lineup for FDU. They're that good, that smart, and that quick. Sean Moore for 3. He has 9. That is his first triple. And by the way, only his 17th made 3 of the season. He shoots them at 26% from behind the arc. But this has been his night.
I think he's been great. I think he's been great at a lot of things you can't count that don't show up on the stat sheet. And there's one that does show up on the stat sheet, knocking down that open 3.
Moore, again, one of those players that Coach Tobin Anderson brought over from St. Thomas Aquinas. Averaged just about 5 points a game when he was at Stack. This year for Fairleigh, averaging 6.5 points and 4.5 rebounds. But over his previous 7 games to tonight, averaged 11.5 points, had double-digit scoring in 5 of those 7 games, and shot a combined 56% from the field.
And he does all of those little things. His pressure on the ball has really made a big difference.
Fairleigh Dickinson by 15 with 4:35 to play.
Let's see if they're going to play the zone again. Remember, the first time you see zone when you haven't seen it, there is a tendency to turn the basketball over. St. Francis did in the first possession they saw of this zone defense. Again, it takes a little bit of time off the clock. So when you're playing defense, you're almost getting a little bit of delay game, but 3-point shooting.
Cohen off the spin, tipped up and controlled by Singleton, knocked out of his hands, and a foul.
The other thing another reason why they're playing zone, they don't want to be in a situation, they want to avoid a possible fouls right now. But it was an interesting adjustment. Here's the look right here. Cohen going over it. Guys getting after it.
And there's the push by McCabe.
McCabe, the physicality.
His 3rd and the team's 8th, and that's going to send Grant Singleton to the line. 1 of 2 tonight.
Yeah, not the guy you want to be following, right?
92% on the season. Now 60 of 66. Has 11. One more for Singleton. Got both. 12 for the graduate guard from Sumter, North Carolina. Chance of FDU from this partisan Knights crowd. Landon Moore. Maxwell Land for 3, in and out. Cohen has 10.
We've seen glimpses of how great he is. Just hadn't seen it throughout the entire night because of the FDU defense.
Dimitri Roberts goes coast to coast, and it's rejected by McCabe, who picks up his 4th foul.
There's the experience of Roberts right there. You know, they want to take the air out of the ball, slow it down a little bit, but Roberts saw an angle and he attacked the basket.
Roberts is just so quick. Fairleigh with a 15-point lead.
For years, one company has battled to deliver business products the next day with no freight charges. Now, WB Mason, with their famous fleet of trucks and drivers, faces their biggest challenge, rescuing shipping and packaging buyers from expensive freight charges. That's right. Now, boxes, stretch film, and packaging tape are delivered the very next day at amazingly low prices. So, who do you call for fast delivery and no expensive freight charges? Who but WB Mason?
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at Ticketsmarter.com.
Paul Dottino and Tim Capstraw back at the Stratus Arena in Hackensack, New Jersey. Glad you could join us on ESPN3 and SNY. FDU with a 61-46 lead over St. Francis. And the winner will go to the NCAA tournament with the NEC's automatic qualifier. This crowd is starting to sense it. And to the free throw line, Dimitri Roberts. He has 12. He will get one more. An 80% free throw shooter, third best in the conference. (63-46) FDU.
And the pressure never stops with FDU. They just keep coming at you. They did shake it up with a couple zone possessions that worked very effective.
It's like a 78 RPM on both ends of the floor.
Well, there you go. You're right. The conditioning and the coaching is so awesome.
Landon Moore off the dribble drive. There's Almanor with the rebound.
Boy, he has been great tonight.
15 points and 6 boards for the sophomore out of Spring Valley, New York.
And a great job. Him along with Cameron Tweedy with their defensive assignment. And post defense. Excellent, excellent job.
And now the Knights will work a little clock. Almanor, the straight-on three. Short. Rebounded. And a foul. Sean Moore. Was he too aggressive, or was it Joe Munden? It was Munden who was a bit too aggressive as he picks up his second. And we've already talked about how Fairleigh is over the bonus. And Munden's got to be careful. He just put his hand on the ref in a very friendly gesture. And so Brad McCabe goes to the free throw line at 69% on the season. Got a couple of points tonight. First end of the 1-and-1, no good. Rebounded by Cohen, and it was the double bonus. That's right, so we get another. Cohen was a bit over-anxious, and the fans let him hear about it. It is the double bonus, so 2 shots. McCabe already 0 of 1. Rattles out. Rebound to Almanor.
That kind of tough night for St. Francis. Even Brad McCabe not able to knock down a couple free throws. Now FDU will use some clock. Roberts just kind of controlling the action, letting the clock wind down. St. Francis is playing straight up defense. Look at this.
Roberts was deflected by Cohen and still goes in. It's all right for FDU. He has 15.
How about that? Inside out, and he scooped it around the big man. Oh.
19-point lead for the Knights. Cohen off the spin. has 12 and a quick timeout for St. Francis.
That's what Josh Cohen had been doing all year long, and his greatness again, but he didn't get a lot of touches in this game. And admit that's the defense by FDU is just terrific on the interior.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Atlantic. Drive your organization forward with Atlantic's holistic approach to managed IT services and document management. Learn more about their solutions at tomorrowsoffice.com. Capper, who do you think it is? I got a hunch it's number 5 on FDU, Ainsley Almondorf.
Well, I don't think it's that easy to decide, but this guy, Ainsley Almondorf, you know why? Good call, because he not only shot the ball effectively, it came out knocking down shots. Remember, he's been a big part of the interior defense for FDU. That has been the big storyline of the game. Great job fronting, being physical. Him along with Cameron Treaty did a great job, but Ainsley Almondorf, excellent job.
Leading all scorers with 15 points unofficially, also with 7 rebounds. Coming up on 2:20 to play. That's Roberts pounding the basketball.
Gee, and St. Francis, you might have to send somebody out there, double team, to try to hurry him up. There it is. They're trying to go after him.
Sean Moore, 5 to shoot. And the slam! Munden. Fairleigh on top, 67-48.
Emphatic finish right there.
Cohen for 3 is short. Munden picks it out of the air. The student section to the baseline left, on their feet, cheering on the Knights. Now also to the right of our broadcast position, another student section also on its feet. Fairleigh Dickinson is nearly 90 seconds away from going back to the NCAA tournament. Sean Moore. Rebound to land.
Can't tell you how impressed I am with FDU. I just love the way they play the game. And here's this dunk by Joe Munden. Put a little exclamation point on this game. The combination of their defensive hustle for 94 feet up and down the floor, how they scramble, how they play, their interior defense, their offensive motion game, their fundamentals.
Foul was on Roberts.
Tobin Anderson is, you knew of him as a great coach where he's been all over there. He's been to Clarkston, he's been to Hamilton, he's been to St. Thomas Aquinas, even Siena, my old stomping grounds. And he has some great reputation, and I know why right now.
23 years as a head coach at all 3 divisional levels, 1, 2, and 3. And this will be his 413th career victory.
And he always mentions how he played for his father was a great high school coach in Iowa, and that's where he got his foundation.
That's Roberts for 3 with the exclamation point. Roberts with 18 to lead all scorers. And there's a timeout on the floor with 51.6 seconds to go. And FDU on top, 70-49, with the largest lead of the game. Fairleigh Dickinson with wholesale substitutions. Reynolds, Rodriguez, Racine, Lamotte, and Blassingame now on the floor. There's the 3 by Giles, will not fall. Rebounded by Libertus for St. Francis, and a foul on the Knights. Let's set it up for you, Capper. On Tuesday in the NEC final, to grab the conference's championship trophy, it'll be FDU and Merrimack. Fairleigh knocked off Merrimack twice this season. They swept them in the regular season series.
Yeah, I think that's going to be great. I mean, we talked about the NCAA tournament appearance, but how about the NEC championship game on Tuesday night? Merrimack, the job that Joe Gallo has done, the team they have, and this matchup versus FDU is going to be so much fun.
Merrimack, the 1 seed, FDU, the 2 seed, but Merrimack not with enough of Division I years to qualify for March Madness, as Libertas gets his first point of the night. And so Fairleigh will automatically get the NEC's NCAA qualifier by winning this semifinal tonight.
That's why this was such a big, big game.
20 seconds to play. Tobin Anderson wants his guys to dribble it out, and Braden Reynolds will do just that. The fans are on their feet here at the Stratus Arena, and it's checkmate for the FDU Knights. They are going back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2019. St. Francis putting the ball in play, but they will not shoot it. And it is over. Fairleigh Dickinson defeats St. Francis 70-50. And there's Bedlam in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Congratulations to Fairleigh Dickinson.